12:15. Tot 1 uur ongeveer. Dat moet wel lukken. Let's see what's going on. See if we're live. Just a second. Yes, it appears we are live. Welcome everybody to the first live stream of this new year. And as I said earlier in the previous year, this year we're gonna focus on BMW as a brand. The last 2 years or so, I've been focusing on Mercedes-Benz. Still, if any requests come in for a certain type of car in the Mercedes brand or the lineup, please just let me know. I can still make an exception, so to speak, and make a buy review. I haven't really covered the A-Class, for instance, but I just covered the C, multiple generations, the E, multiple generations, and the S-Class, multiple generations, because that's basically the bread and butter of Mercedes. I covered the ML, the G-Class, like kind of the rarer cars, although the G-Class is quite popular nowadays. I covered them all the cars that I think I should cover, I covered them. But as I said, a new year, a new brand. So today we're going to talk about the BMW 3 Series. So I try to keep under 20k in euros, so it's kind of accessible for most of the people out there. But of course, we're going to cover different generations in this video, and we're going to talk about the 3 Series, which is basically a 4 or 5 door sedan. of BMW, the bread and butter of BMW. The bread and butter of Mercedes is the E-Class, but the bread and butter of BMW is basically the 3 Series, because everybody that enjoys to drive, that wants a well put together product, will go for a 3 Series. So I'm not going to bother with the model year, I'm not going to bother with price, I'm just going to set it to a maximum of 20k just to be sure. And you see we have about 3,000 options almost. I'm also not going to bother with diesel or petrol. It really depends on if you drive a lot of miles. You should go for diesel, especially if you're a European viewer. And the diesel is pretty frugal, it's pretty powerful, it's pretty, those engines are more durable most of the time than the petrol engine. But I'm not going to bother, I just want to see what's out there. So why would you go for a 3 Series to start? Well, BMW, it's a desirable brand if you're into brands, but if you like to drive, you like inline 6 engines with the nice sound, the nice power output, you like German cars or European cars in general, BMW is not a bad place to start. Mercedes is always more on the comfortable side. BMW, at least what it used to be, more on the sportive side. And Audi is a little bit in between. Audi kind of regulates a lot of the driving dynamics with software. So it's not fish, it's not meat, so to speak. It's really in between. So without further ado, let's just start. 20k is a lot of money. I know that. But let's see what's out there, I'm going to have one more check to see if we're properly live. Yes, we are, and I'm happy about it. Again, welcome to the new year, people. Next month I will release 5 series. In March I will release a 7 series of the new generation, the review. I will still do a few live streams, but I think I will take a stop in the summer. Too much going on at the moment, also for me, and I like to do this, but it needs to stay a hobby, if you know what I mean. Okay, so starting off with a 3 Series, a 320 diesel. You can't go wrong with those. Those engines been around for many years, proven technology, so to speak. 16k, which is quite a lot of money, but you're gonna get a 3 Series if the website works. 2013. Okay, let's see if this sedan works then. Let's see. Yes, this one works. So September 2013, a gasoline engine under 100,000 kilometers. It's a stick shift, so it's a manual. And wait. This is the generation I just reviewed. It's a pretty reliable generation. 3 Series, you can see the space on the back is not very spacious, but this is just for long motorway journeys, or driving to the Alps or to the Eiffel in Germany. This car is fun to drive. But this is 320, am I correct? 316i. So this is really the base model, I think. Efficient dynamics. Let's see what that means. If it's either just a suggestion of the engine to shift in a higher gear to make less revs, I don't know. So 2013, it already has the iDrive. It has a 6-speed manual, I see. 16k is a lot of money, I must say, still. For a car that's closing into be 10 years old. Anything special about this? I'm sure it's a 4-cylinder. Yes, 4 cylinders, 1.6, 136 horsepower, claimed top speed of 210 kilometers an hour, torque figure is 220, acceleration 0 to 60 miles an hour is 8 seconds, so it's not slow, but for BMW it's not fast. This looks like a car that's been maintained well, but this is the base model. let's just move on. All right, this is a 320D from 2006, 4.5K. I'm not gonna bother. This has a lot of miles on it, but you can buy this, and if it's well maintained, I'm sure you can reach 500,000 kilometers on this. These 320D engines, they're pretty bulletproof. If you do lots of miles inside the city, for instance, you need to take it on the highway and have a blast once a month, just to make sure that the engine doesn't contaminate. The EGR valve is not contaminated. You need to blast all that dark, oily, diesely stuff out of the engine, just to make sure that it becomes on fully optimal working temperature, and you blast that stuff out, right? That's all I'm saying. If you drive less kilometers, then go for the petrol engine. Petrol engines from BMW are also pretty good. Diesel. What's this? 2014. This looks strange. Let's see. A 318D Sports Edition. All right. So this is the wagon. Yeah, this is the wagon of the newer generation. It's all pretty basic. Black on black. Looks all right. I mean, this will serve you right, it will. If you like a bit of driving, you like a little bit more of the storage in the back, it can be a good option, definitely. Mirrors, start stop system here, which I would not enable. Those things can only go wrong. 6-speed auto, iDrive, some chassis configuration, either Sport or Eco Pro. Yeah, basically all you need in the car. But this is 2013, I believe. Look at how old-fashioned this looks already. We all navigate on the smartphone nowadays, right? Black, black, black. More black, more black. And this is a dealer. This has been maintained by a BMW dealer. So, for some people, that's a plus. Again, looking at the car, this is a 318 diesel. It's probably a 1.8 diesel. I will check it. These kind of engines have been around for a long time. There might be some software in there to make sure that it's Euro 5, Euro 6. I'm not sure what the emission standards is, but it's a straightforward engine. It's nothing special actually. Driven almost 270k, which is, yeah, still got some life in it. They still asked 9k for it, which is okay. Maybe we can bring it down. Let's see what else. Something I can show you. Yes. So 144 horsepower, 9.2 seconds to 0 to 60, 4.5 liters on 100 kilometers combined. So we talk about city, highway. So when you drive lots of miles on the highway, it's probably even more economical. It's a Euro 5, so at this very moment, 2022, you don't have any trouble to go to any inner cities in Germany or in Holland or, wherever they have these regulations when it comes to the CO2 emissions. So it's not a big problem. It's almost a 2-liter four-cylinder engine, and it does have a turbo. Not very excited, but it looks good on the surface. It's not bad. I mean, it's okay looking. Definitely, it's 9k for station wagon if you need the extra space, and you got a 2013-ish model. Let me check again. 2014 then. I think 2014. Yes, 2014. Not bad, but again, it's been driving a lot of miles. which is for diesel. It's not bad if it's been maintained well and it had its service done to it on a regular basis. These engines are quite bulletproof. So, but this is me talking from the diesel perspective. Listen to my buyer's reviews about this particular generation, and you see what you got to look out for. Moving on. 3 Series from 83. Why is this 11K? I just got to check it. Just a second. And let me take a sip of my water. So what is this? A 3 Series. A 1.6. So probably the base model. Why is this 11K? Ah, look at this, man. The early 80s. No, it for me, I like M3s, I like M5s. I only like the best of the best when it comes to BMW. But when I look at this, I just get sad. Look at this. I mean, I'm kind of a reminiscent guy, but this is not doing it for me, at least. And it doesn't matter. I mean, at least, when you're really into mechanics yourself, do-it-yourself mechanics, this could still work for you. It's not even driven 40,000 kilometers, which I don't believe. It had to have an engine replacement or something. I mean, I'm from 85, so this is 83, so next year it become 40 years old. And in those 40 years, it almost done, like what? Here, 40K. I don't believe it. Let's just move on. But I'm just saying, this is behind. This is part of the overview of 3 Series that you have here in Holland. Okay, anything else? 2011. Okay, something special. Yeah, here we have a E46, which is, I think, one of nicer 3 Series. Let's see if we can. Okay, yeah. Just look at the model, rims, and style and everything. That's up to your liking. It's not up to my liking. But this generation is, I think, in my opinion, and again, I'm not a BMW man. One of the last true BMWs, I think. This doesn't load. I'm sorry. We're moving on. This is also a E46. Let's find something nice. Something that I want to review. 2013, we covered that. 16, 320D. Okay, just for the sake of this video, we have to review it. Yes, come on. So, almost 18K, which is a lot of money for a car. That's a 320D, but that's fairly recent, actually. 2016 January, they put it on the license plate, so to speak. The 320D is the bread and butter of the 3 Series lineup, and the 3 Series lineup is the bread and butter of BMW, right? So this is really the model that been sold a lot for a reason. It's, when you look at it, I mean, it's not over the top, but it's kind of everything that you need. And when you look around, it looks decent. It's well put together. And the 320D is like the 2-liter 4-cylinder diesel with a turbo. And that's basically all you need when you do lots of miles. I mean, it will happily go up to 180, 200 kilometers an hour. It will do that for a number of, for a couple of hours. And it still be kind of frugal. This is like eating the miles up in Europe when you go for a BMW. So here you see this is not, it doesn't have electronically adjusted seats, but Who cares? You know, if you only drive it yourself, you just set your seat right once and that's it. You can have memory, all that stuff. Cruise control, probably. Pick up your phone, voice commands to the entertainment system, start, stop. I mean, I like these dials. Classic BMW dials. Um, it's not a bad thing to make lots of miles in the car like this. You know, you can't hate this kind of car. You can't. Um, I don't think it's pretentious. It's just doing what it's supposed to do. And when you like driving, then a BMW is pretty good. I mean, if you're more into driving and enjoying it in the corners and feeling the feedback and having rear wheel drive, then the BMW is one of the best. Just a second. Um, so moving on. Moving on. This is a great car. Let's go to the next. Okay, so this is the 316i. Let's see what we got. Just a second, I need to text somebody. This is what you get from live streaming, you know. Just a second. Just a second. Oh, okay. So this is the E46 BMW. Looking good. Looking good. 4K. Almost 200,000 kilometers. This is January 2005. So this is getting old. Yeah. Is this a good? Is this a good way? What am I doing? No. What's going on, guys? Okay. This is the classic BMW, isn't it? Sorry. Mm. A 5-speed. And it looks like it's been used quite a lot, but again, it's 2005. I mean, back then I was 20 years old. I'm about to be 37. So it's a long time ago, you know. It's an old car. I remember when these kind of cars came out, and I liked them for their looks. Um, we move on. We move on. We move on. Okay, I have to. Sorry, guys. Let's just see what's going on because things are happening. Let me know in the comments what kind of BMW you like. You like one of the earlier models or you like one of the later models? I mean, 20K is for BMW not that much, but as you can see, it buys you a lot of car. Okay, we are not gonna make this video too long. It's just a little bit little bit hectic today. Too much going on, but I still wanted to give you this kind of impression of what you could buy. So you want something nice, the 330D, right? But this, they already say, they claim it's an export. So I don't know what that has to do with anything, but let's just hope that this, yes, a 330D is where things getting interested. Look, straight off the bat, I like the way it looks. I do. Yes, it's old. Yes, it's the E90, E91, E92, E93 model ish, starting from 2005 ish to 2002, no, 2010, 2011. Um, I really never thought a lot about this generation BMW 3 Series. I didn't. But when you look at it, it's nice. You know, it does what it has to do, and it's a 330D, which means it has a, come on, technical, show me. It has a inline six, 5 speed, 1800 kilos. It can pull. Its own weight is close to 1600 kilos. It has a 3-liter inline six producing 232 horsepower. That's what's caught my attention, because an inline six, a 6-cylinder, 3-liter, sorry, uh, that is really what BMW is all about, right? This is the classic BMW engine recipe for driver enjoyment. So that's great. We're moving on. We're not going to make this video too long. Unfortunately, I see a lot of the same kind of cars. I just need to see. This is 20k 320i. I'm not sure what that means in 2013. Let's just check it out. I'm being very honest. Like, I like BMW to a certain degree. If I have to decide, I would choose a Mercedes. So maybe I'm a little bit biased, but let's see. Yeah, it's all nice. Let's just back out of there. Come on. Let's load the page again. Where is it? You know what? Let's just search for 320D. Transmission minimum. $320D. Search. Oh, I want to know the engine specifications of this. I think this is a 320D X drive. We're going to take the first one. So for 20k, just under the budget, you buy a car like this, which is a touring. Let me just get some. This looks nice. You can't hate it, right? If this standing on your driveway, I wouldn't hate it, you know? iDrive, manual, the new BMW dials. I mean, this looks nice. Under 20k. For some people, it takes a couple of years to save. Other people is like, I'm just going to spend it on a new car, but this is a diesel, so you need to do lots of miles. And I want to know the technical specifications of this. Almost 220k driven, diesel, automatic, 6-speed. Now, what about okay, so almost 260 horsepower, which is nice for 1650 kilos. What more about the engine? I want to know something about the engine. So 260 horsepower. Yes. That's it. You know what? We're gonna do this. I just have to know. Let's just open up another tab. We go to this website, Auto Week. Yes, and we're gonna fill in the plate here. Yes, so the 330 diesel, which is registration engine, a 6-cylinder, 3 liter, producing 260 horsepower. Yes. Okay, what more you want to know? Top speed 250, 5.4 seconds to 0 to 100, 560 newton meters of torque. Not bad. If you want a fast diesel, look for this. It won't disappoint you. It's quite frugal and at the same time it's powerful. Guys, I'm not gonna make this video too long. I see a lot of the same things. It's a 330 diesel. Let's see what can I buy. For instance, can I buy an M3? I want to M3. No way. No way. No way. Let me see. This is a M Sport. Yes, M Sport edition. Looking nice. It really looks nice. But 20K for a car that's now it's more than 10 years old, guys. Right? But it looks nice. It looks nice. This is sharp, right? This is exactly how you want a 3 Series to look like. Yeah, this is it, man. It's just, it oozes aggression without being too shouty. You know, an M3 is a little bit too much. Nice leather, black and white, double exhaust, 335i. Okay, so this is a petrol. I have to check some specifications. Okay, so what is this all about? It's also a 6-cylinder. Back then they still did that. 306 horsepower. My God, this is for 20K, 170. This can still serve you a long time, depending on how much you drive. I'm sure you're not gonna drive loads of miles in this, but this is pure enjoyment. 300, more than 300 horsepower, man. This is beautiful, and those cars, they don't weigh that much. This is what BMW is. This is the pinnacle under the 3 Series when it comes to a 3 Series. What am I saying? This is the pinnacle of the 3 Series under the M3. Yes, that's what I was saying. Did I? Did I not? No, probably not. But 335i. It got the whole everything. You know, Bluetooth, voice commands, cruise control. You can see here the flippers behind the steering wheel, so you can adjust the gears yourself. I will go to the transmission a little bit later, but it probably has an automatic. Yes, you see, it does have an automatic. iDrive, but it's 10 years old. You know, this was the shit 10, 11 years ago. Is that a big problem? Do you want to spend a lot of money on updating your iDrive system if they even still have updates? I don't think so. I don't think you want it. But you have a good car in the basis. You have that beautiful inline 3-liter 6-cylinder, and that's why you buy a BMW. If you drive lots of miles, I mean, you buy a 320d, right? You can't go wrong with that. It's a good engine, it's optimized, it's been around for many years. But if you like petrol, you buy an inline 6, right? More than 300 horsepower in a car like this, and it looks the part. If it was my money, I would really go check out this car. I like the color, like the rims, like the way it looks like. I like the interior. I like the blue outside and the white inside. This is just nice. This is my type of BMW. You know, if I had to buy one, if I had to own one, and it's not like it's a punishment or anything, but if I had to go for one, I would go for something like this. And yes, it will take more. It will not be very frugal, but it depends, how much you drive. If you drive 50K a year, go for diesel. If you drive between 10 and 20K a year, yeah, you pay a little bit more at the pump, but you're gonna have a good time driving this before everything becomes electric and boring, So I would go for something like this. Moving on. It's all about the same age. Let's see if we have. Okay, let's go out on a limb here. We are gonna look for E30. The first, no, not maybe not the first, but one of the generations are really lost after. Okay, look at this. A 320i, which is, yeah, it's okay, it's sufficient. Almost 20K in euros just because. And what is because? Because it's a collectible. It's a collectible, guys. And I'm not saying this is an ugly car. I mean, I would want to have this standing in the driveway just because. I think the E30 represents the 80s and the 90s. This represents the struggle of BMW making it in the top 3 of the German car manufacturing class, whatever you want to call it, like BMW, Mercedes, Audi, what it is now, and they were still fighting back there in the 80s. And yeah, I like the classic lines. This is a very simple car. It's easy to work on, apparently. Not a lot of electronical gadgets on this yet. This is like pure driving. And I will look at the engine specifications a little bit later, but yeah, this front, that just does it for me. If that looks, and it's so basic, it's so simple, it's not even brash, but it looks at you, and yeah, it's difficult to describe the feeling you get from it, but this is automotive history. For lack of a better word, it is. I like it. Look at this, man. Those two kidneys. Look how small they are now. Look at today's BMWs. That's horrible, man. Just to please the people out there in Asia and in the United States, maybe most of the people in Asia. Sorry, guys, you don't have no taste. This is what a BMW is supposed to look like. It's supposed to look passive aggressive, like this. When you look at it, it's something special, but it shouldn't shout too much. And when you start it up and you hear the inline 6 and you hear the growl on the background and you have around 200 horsepower and the car is about 1200 kilos, you're gonna have a fun time. And when it's really driver oriented, you have rear wheel drive, you have a steering that matches everything, the whole car is in balance, you feel everything that's happening under your front wheels. This is a driver's dream. And just because we fantasize about the 80s and the 90s, me included, that these cars shot up to 20K in price, it's ridiculous. Do I think they're worth it? No. If you have 20K to burn, you can spend it on a Rolex. Yes, you can do that. But can you drive a Rolex? No, you can't. I can look at the time at a 15 euro watch that can tell me the same time as a Rolex. You are buying automotive history right now, and only if you're in a fortunate position to own that kind of money and to be reminiscent about it, and that reminiscence is worth 20K. And probably when you start it up and after the second or the third day, you're going to have some engine lights pop up because this shit is old. I think this is 1990. But let's just move on. This is what I'm talking about. This is desirable to me. I like the old Beamers. I do. And I respect the E36. I respect the E46. I don't respect the E90. But I do respect the new Beamer also that we saw in the couple of first videos. I do respect that. But this This is history, guys. Look at how basic it is. And the beauty of this, not much electronical gadgets in here, so not much to go wrong. If you have a good engine in the basis and you warm it up from time to time, you properly make sure that it gets warm, you go to his shifts and you take a nice drive, it can stand for a couple of months again. You buy premium fuel, you do everything that you're supposed to do, you research these cars, and the E30 is, it's well lusted after, it's well sought out, so it's also well documented. I mean, I'm not saying that you should do this, but only let's, you got 20k to burn, yes, you got another 10k to burn, then buy it. But if that's 20k is your last kind of saving, so to speak, and you really want this car, you could do it. But to make it, building up to the kind of standard that it was when it rolled out the showroom in the 80s or the early 90s, is going to make it's going to take another 5 to 10k. It's not it's not going to serve you right from the get-go. These are old cars, and people tend to spend a lot on cars that make them feel a certain way, and I totally get that, actually. But look at it. This is basic stuff, guys. Basic. No leather, no nothing. It's just a 3 Series. It probably doesn't even ride that well as not modern cars, but this is more to the core of what driving was about, without all the electronical gadgets and systems to step in. So yeah, it really depends. Here, full service history, that's important, of course, as always. Moving on, here we have the 320 from the E36 generation. Also nice, also going for 16k, which is ridiculous, guys. This is what? 93-ish? 93, 94. Let's see if we got any year here. Do we? I think these cars were introduced in 91-ish. So the production of the E36 Cabriolet started in 1993. So let's say 93, 94-ish. You got this. Ah. 6 in line, classic BMW. If you were anything in the 90s, like you were a developer on Netscape, what it's called, before the browser wars or anything. Anyway, if you were in IT back then in Silicon Valley, or you were a rapper or whatever, you bought something like that because it looked fly, or you bought it for your girl. Man, a lot of these cars been destroyed on the Nürburgring, Here, this is what? 94, 94, 95 Europe, service station, service history. They got other pretty cars in there, but no, this looks on the outside like it's been well maintained. So let's just go out here. Can we skip? Yes, we can. I believe this. Anything else? Classic BMW steering wheel. Yeah. Okay, so this is what? Collector's item, yeah, you damn sure. 16k, A label. Anything else that I can't tell you? Got a full service history, that's great, especially for this kind of car. It's been checked at 134 points, and then you have the checklist. Yes, what are we looking for? This is a 2-liter injector with 150 horsepower, 5-speed manual. More data we don't have. 16k, convertible, looking good. I didn't see anything about the mileage though. Let's see if we can find that out ourselves. See if we can see that here. Just a second. I can't tell. Too bad. But from the looks of it, it looks great. It either been polished very good, or it's just really like spotless. Moving on. What's this? Oh my god. 87. Jesus. Anything else? Because I'm gonna close this video off very soon. Basically, what I'm just trying. Oh my god. This one also. These two I will still review. Yes. Um. Basically, what? And let me do that with a nice background. No, that's not what I mean. Come up. This. Okay. Nou goed. This is what I mean, you guys. You know, you either are an enthusiast, wanted to buy something old, so the E30, which you're looking at right now, the E36, which was the convertible I just showed you, and the E46 that I mentioned earlier, those are collectibles. They are collectibles because it's from a certain era that, like, I'm almost 37, so I remember the time when they came on the market. It was a different time. Mercedes put inline sixes in relatively small bodies, and it was a good time. Emissions wise, nobody cared. Just having a good time building a great driving machine. That's what it was about. And this oozes the 80s and 90s. For me, that is worth spending 20k on it, but I don't have a garage, I don't have tools, I don't have any friends that can help me with this, so this would be a liability for me. But I understand that if you got that kind of money and you got the tools and you love these cars, that this would be beautiful to drive this in the summer. This really oozes like the late 80s and early 90s when you just driving down the street very slow with your subwoofer in the back. You know, for me, I understand. 93. Come on, guys. I was 8 years old back then. It just represents to me a certain era. And that's nostalgical feeling. Is that worth the kind of money? I don't know. You know, it's not rational at all. These cars are old. Yes, the technology behind it is proven. It's if it's well maintained, it's reliable, but well maintained. This car is from 93. You do the math. You know, it's it's old. But 12k for a project car that looks like in this shape, it looks okay from the onset of it. Not bad at all. Not bad at all. And it has a certain class and a certain timelessness that I really, really appreciate. I mean, I even like this better than, like, yeah, better. This and the 190 Mercedes is difficult to, you know, it's kind of on the same level, right? The 190 gave me the same kind of feeling. But here, look at this with the purple leather. I mean, it's so wrong, but because it's so wrong, it's so right. You know what I'm saying? Yeah, it's great. I like it. They even have the toolkit here in the back. I mean, gotta love it. I'm a car guy. I'm really a car guy, and they say here it's an original Dutch car, leather interior. It's a young timer. Yeah, no shit. 93, guys. Look, and the original engine. Can I? Yeah, here we are. It's not much. Maybe there's even a one, two, three, four. Maybe there's even a four cylinder. You should go for the Blythe Fry. Unleaded. Unleaded. Service history, guys. Very important. That's that. Last car, and then I need to go back to work. Because I still need to work. I do this on a Friday, for crying out loud. Just to make sure that I got a live stream for you guys. Let's see. We covered this. Let me just go to something else. And that's the next generation, which is also by a lot of people considered a classic, especially when you like to do some drifting. This is the E46, but I'm looking for the E36. This is also convertible. It's really cheap, so I will not go in there. Coupe. Okay, whatever. We are gonna cover this 97 5K, 230,000 kilometers driven. Let me just open it up. Guys, I'm gonna close this live stream. You see, this is 5K, 97, 230,000 kilometers driven. I mean, this is like a project car. This is a project, right? It has a history, and they say it's logical kilometer wise. Yeah. I want to thank you for checking out this live stream. I didn't have a lot of time this month, but next month, when it comes to the 5 Series, I will do that. I mean, the E30, the E36, the E46 is all project cars, and from the E90 onwards up until now is basically what you want to drive as a daily. Older cars can be reliable, but you know, an E30 Cabriolet, why you want to drive that on a daily basis? You shouldn't. You really shouldn't. And on that bombshell, I'm just gonna close this live stream. I didn't have the complete full time to do that. Kind of hectic at the moment with all the things that I have to do, but I still wanted to make sure that I did this live stream for you guys. So I hope you appreciate it. I hope all you guys have a great weekend, and we hope to catch you one in the next video. Thanks for watching.